This is the most OP SR unit in the game, guys, and I've almost fully maxed him. In today's video, I'm gonna show you exactly why every single one of you guys should max Diting with no questions asked. Honestly, he's so freaking powerful, busted in a very good way, and hopefully they will never dare to touch his kit and nerf him, okay? Because he's absolutely amazing. If we are talking about speedruns, guys, he is, without a doubt, at least for the moment, the most powerful unit in the game. At least based on my opinion, probably a lot of you guys will agree. Let me just quickly explain you what's the whole story with Diting. So he is, as I've mentioned, an SR unit, which means that it's much easier for you guys to skill up his skills, right? I still need to get one more level. He is at level 24 only. I'm not farming XP to get my unit up to level 50 because it's just such a sink of stamina. I would rather do something else with it to allow me to basically, I don't know, push higher in some dungeons or at least farm prowess materials or something better, right? Now, he is Apex unit, basically. He doesn't really have that many disadvantages when we're talking about affinities, which means that he's a very versatile unit in most of the content. Of course, you can't really use him everywhere, but in most of the content, he is an absolute monster. So on the first skill, he basically has a chance to inflict vulnerable on the enemy, which will increase the damage taken by 30%. That's really, really beneficial for his main skill. The passive is crazy good. At the start of his turn, if not incapacitated, Diting marks the enemy with the lowest HP percentage, increases his crit rate against them by 60% for this turn. All the crit rate that he has in excess is converted into crit damage at a ratio of 150%. So if you have, let's just assume 100% extra crit rate on him, that will be transformed into 150% crit damage, which is crazy. With the A3 skill, which is the single hit, Diting snipes a single target, dealing 450% damage. When attacking a marked target, he performs one extra attack once with a rapid fire. Really, really solid, guys. Totally worth maxing this unit, okay? I'm talking about skills, I'm talking about everything. Like, I've used some of my saved stamina refills just to get enough materials for his skills. So as you guys can probably notice, I'm still missing one copy of him to max him, which will give him a huge boost because he's a 10% additional damage. Not crit damage, overall 10% of the damage that he deals, which is going to be massive. So I'm looking forward to get his final copy. Then when we are talking about skills, maxed, and I still need to put one more in here. Okay, I basically need to farm some legendary materials, but at the moment, it's not as important to get this sorted. I got his attack up, and that's pretty much what matters. Now, in terms of stats, guys, that's what I have on him at the moment. Now, this is not necessarily the most ideal build, to be honest with you guys. You definitely want to keep the Fury set, but you can play either with Harvest, which is massive as well if you don't have the defense down. Even if you have the defense down, it will enable you to ignore more defense, especially with the first hit, which will overall enhance your damage. But for the end game, we do have some different sets that could potentially work better instead of the Harvest. So what I'm looking to do on him at the moment is to get a 3-piece Harvest, 3-piece Matrix effect, because then I can actually drop one of them, because I'll still have 8, and then I can basically give him, next to that, I can give him an Onslaught set too, which will give me 10% more attack on his stats. So that will take him well over 2k attack. So that's pretty much the build. I have, as you guys can probably notice, 107% crit rate. He's going to enable 60% more crit rate with the passive, which will transform some of that crit rate into crit damage. And that will take me well over 350% crit damage, which is pretty damn crazy. This build looks good, but I've seen some crazy ones, especially fully empowered, right? Very powerful unit. Let me just show you what you can do with him. Now, I had to basically build around some of the teams specifically for him to make sure that the rotation is working as intended. I still haven't pushed on all of the content on the highest possible stages. I've just reached level 45, as you noticed, and I'm not able to use this strategy on hell difficulty. I need a bit of more speed on my units because the boss cuts in front of his second round. But let me go on Nightmare to show you on this boss, for example. You kind of need Lily to do what I'm doing, but you don't need to use Lily in every single team. He's extremely powerful in other content like Amber Track and stuff like that, where you just need to one-shot some of the waves as well, you know. Ads rather than waves, because we don't really have many waves in this content. So you got that done. Sometimes, if the ads are lower HP, he's going to prioritize that. You see one of the hit, the shell comes in. He instantly dropped 50% of the boss's HP. And I only have Freya for increased attack. I could try to do some different things to bring increased attack and increased crit damage instead, which should generate more damage. Now, as I've mentioned, at some point, I should be able to change the build on him, make it a bit better, fully empower him, and that will be a massive, massive difference. It seems like the boss moved a bit in front here as well, because he lost the defense down on the second hit, which means that Diting did not do as much damage as he should have done, basically. But we're gonna go versus the other boss. Bang. This was a bit slow. 1 minute, still 3 stars though. The main goal is to farm hell on it anyway. I'm not planning to stick to Nightmare, but I will have to up a bit my speeds. And I find it pretty hard at the moment because I'm so unlucky with the speed gear. Let's go Nikonana, for example. I've been farming this like a madman for a pretty long time. I got tons of shells from here. And yeah, Diting is the one that enabled me to do so. I'm actually curious to see if... Actually, no, I need a decreased speed here. So my Marvel doesn't have gear because I moved it. So I cannot show you this one. You see, I moved so much gear around recently just to kind of like perfect different teams. But we can go versus Sharon. Let's go versus Sharon. This is a higher tier anyway. This boss is a bit harder than Nikonana in my opinion. Now, I don't necessarily need to target the boss all the time because I have Freya going in. Freya deals a bit of damage versus the boss. Then I have Dinah going in, putting some more numbers in there. So then the boss will be the lowest HP. Look at that. More than 50% HP, and we had no erosion on it. Only the defense down. There's so many ways on how you can enhance the damage. But at the moment, because we are struggling a bit with the gear on most of the units to beat the highest possible content, right? We're not able to create that super crazy team that will speed farm them just like that, right? But down the line, we should be able to basically have higher speeds on our units. Don't have to worry about everything as much. So he's just absolutely demolishing, okay? I am running, I think... Actually, no, I'm running Marvel in that one, so I can't really go to show you on the Terror Maton. I think I'm running Marvel. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, so I'm missing the gear on Marvel at the moment. But I can quickly give him some gear. So, in the Terror Maton, he's going to prioritize the left arm. He's going to target the left arm, which is definitely not the best thing for him to do. Oh, I think I just need a shell, actually. So, let me just see from who I can steal a shell that I'm not really using at the moment. Do I need Swift? I do need Swift. Okay, 2-piece Swift. So let's see. I'm using you. I am not using you anywhere else. So probably... Actually, no. There we go. We can just take that one in. Or this one. Let's get this one. Swift. And are we on 12? Yeah. He's not very fast because most of the gear is on the other units right now. But even in here, what I'm doing, sometimes you will have to do a bit of manual. I'm not manualing this. I'm still letting it go on auto. But because it's a pretty fast farm, I'm just basically targeting the boss. I'm not really farming this much because I'm trying to move on to the next difficulty. This team is struggling a little bit in there, unfortunately. It's like such a massive difference in between this difficulty and the next one. The boss has much crazier HP. It just feels much, much harder to... get him wrecked with Diting, you know. But once I'm going to up a bit the gear on him as well, it's going to be much easier. You see, we dropped well over 50% of the HP with Diting, guys. The only place where Diting is really not good is basically in Doki Doki, right? Because you have so many single target enemies. But I haven't tried him in there. Maybe he's going to surprise me. Look at that. Bang. Down. 37 seconds. Beautiful, right? Now, this is the plan for higher difficulties. But on higher difficulties, especially on Inferno, I will have to bring in Heinrich to drop that immunity from the boss. So I need to move on to this one to start farming the pieces with 3 matrix effects. Probably I'll be doing that later today. That's kind of like my goal for the day. And then see some different things. Now, one thing that we can do as well. So if you are doing your Anti-Sync Echoes, for example, let's just go versus Dorothy. He's amazing in here as well. And I'm actually running a team with only 1 damage dealer, and he is the one. Let's see how it performs on Nightmare. I've done the previous difficulties. So maybe I'm gonna drop you out of the team and I'm gonna bring her in, assuming that she has gear. Hopefully she has the gear, and we're gonna run this team. Now, the reason why I'm kind of like running mainly my Lilith with him is just to reset him so he can double tap pretty quick, you know. If you don't have Lilith, you can definitely use somebody else instead to give it. And he didn't even mark that target. Okay, he's just taking them down so freaking quick. And yeah, I am targeting the one that's kind of like the biggest threat. And then from here on, I'm just slowly letting him ride and do his own things, basically, you know. But he is just absolutely wrecking them. Not only with his third skill, but with the basic skill as well. Like, look at that. The shell coming in, of course, with some additional damage. Really, really helpful. I'm really considering, guys, to take my Freya to 6-star just to be able to give her more speed. Probably is not the wisest choice. But it's so annoying when it's hard to get the speed. Ah, damn. He prioritized the weakest one. I should have selected somebody else just to speed up this. He's amazing in the Union bosses. On the current rotation, he's not necessarily the best in there. But definitely very good on the first boss, the second boss. It makes it so easy to reach triple S and get to 100 score, guys. In there is just crazy. One thing that I want to do as well in this video, just to show you how good he is versus an actual boss where we're kind of like going in a long fight. I'm going to have to rebuild a bit some of the units just to be able to actually bring in their 8 units in the fight. We're going to do the co-op mode. And I'm going to show you how crazy he is in that boss. Well, you see, 1 damage dealer, single target, and he just absolutely demolished everything in here. Now, of course, it's not a highest stage or anything like that. Damn, where is my speed, man? Come on, give me some freaking speed. Why does it feel so hard to get speed, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Are you as unlucky as I am with the speed, or you're a bit luckier? So we're going to go and do the Phantom Theater in a second, but I will quickly have to rebuild a couple of my support units to make sure I have enough animuses for both of the teams. Right, I'm just gonna do it with some random people, guys, because at the moment I have nobody on that wants to quickly hop in, so I don't want to waste a lot of time in here. Okay, level 44, perfect. Seems like he knows exactly what he's doing. Let's check my team, see who we have in. We are definitely ready to rumble with this one. Then if we're gonna go at co-op, I'm actually going to put in Messiah. I'm gonna bring in Sanya. And if I need to bring in an extra unit, I can either bring in Dinah. Perfect. They're both built, all 3 of them built. And he just needs to bring in 2 more units and we're ready to rumble. Let's see if we're going to hit triple S. But you're going to see my Diting doing disgusting damage. And it seems like my teammate right here, he's using a Diting as well. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I like to see that. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Not necessarily the best unit right there with Cayuso, but okay, let's... No, bro, drop Cayuso. Come on. Bring somebody else. She's great as crowd control, but... yeah, not necessarily the best thing in here. Okay, so... Fury Guard, we are going versus Red Affinity here. As I've mentioned, the good thing with Diting is that he's hollow. You don't have to... hollow, sorry, he's not hollow. You don't have to worry about... his affinity. Look at that, directly 134. Literally 134, man. Just crazy how much damage he's doing versus bosses in long fights. So let's see how far away we get with this team. I'm expecting triple S, considering that my buddy here, he's using a Diting as well. Should have pretty decent survivability versus the boss right now. Yeah, the clan's up and running. Give me the buffs. I do have Heinrich here to remove the buffs from the boss, because the boss will get buffs, so that will be pretty annoying. We have Vulnerable in there. I do need to finish to skill up his first skill, so then I can keep that on for 2 turns instead. Just watch it when he's going to use the main skill. It should be anytime soon. Anytime soon. We are at 286x already. So that was the first skill, A1, skill 1. And that was like, what, 28k? You see the boss gain the buffs, increase attack, increase speed. So we need Heinrich to drop them before the boss is wrecking us. No debuffs right there, but still 45k. We jumped at 356 already, which is pretty damn crazy. And Heinrich did not take a turn. Oof! I was getting worried right there that we are going to die prematurely. Thankfully, we did not. Come on, Freya, Linglu, what are you doing? Start buffing my team there. Give me that increased speed. Lily, what are you doing? Come on. 19k with a basic skill. Okay, I'm curious to see another S3, skill 3. There we go. So we have some debuffs on. We have the increased attack. I think we do. I can't even see it right there. Too many buffs on. No, we did not have the increased attack. Well, we do have it now. A bit late, but that's fine. And no... Oh, there we go. Perfect timing, baby. Look at that. 428. I'm not even sure what damage we dealt, because I was looking at the multipliers. But it's just crazy how powerful Diting is. And he can do the same in the Union boss. Okay, on the third boss, he's not as great, but he's still great. Okay, he's just not as... He's not the most OP option. But for the other two, he is the most OP option. And as you've seen on some of my farming teams for shells, he is the GOAT, okay? The greatest of all time. If we're talking about Terror Maton, he is insane in there as well. But at the moment, my speeds are not high enough to be able to farm in the exact same way on the higher difficulty. And I just feel like I do not have enough firepower to take him down like that yet. But with a different gear set and ensuring that I have all of the debuffs spot on, I will be able to do it. I think most of the top farming teams in there, they are doing it with Diting. Okay, strip those buffs off. We already hit the triple S. There isn't much else that we can do from here. And it seems like our other team is still surviving. Damn. Okay, I thought that maybe we lost the co-op team. We're still doing good. Only 191x there. He has 364x. I have almost double than him. So probably my Diting is better built. I do have slightly better team around him because I have the increased attack and everything else that's kind of like needed to enhance his damage a bit more, you know. Heinrich in there too. It's just crazy how powerful he is, man. Just crazy. So probably the boss will get to the point where he's about to wreck us. But I'm seeing that charging progress is only 27%. So it might not be as fast. So I'm not going to keep you here even longer, guys, because you can already see how freaking OP Diting is and why every single one of you guys must build the unit, okay? He's just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I cannot recommend you enough that you should build him. That was all for the video. Hopefully you found it helpful, you enjoyed it. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.